Hello everybody. This next subject is on suppressed technology. This is an important topic to discuss because it relates very much to the resource-based economy concept. Um, and anyone who is proposing a resource-based economy, or the idea that we utilize our technology to provide all the necessary resources to survive, um, it's important to understand the state of technology that we have, uh, and if people really knew how advanced our technology is, they'd realize that uh, coming up with any sort of concept of what a resource-based economy would look like, if we started to implement it tomorrow, is pointless because our technology is so far advanced that um, people really wouldn't believe it if they saw it. I mean, it should be no surprise to anyone that the military keeps their technology secret uh, for various reasons, like national security and not allowing other countries to find out how good our technology is. But it, of course, goes a lot deeper than that. Uh, but the point remains that they are utilizing and have been utilizing for a long time technology that is so far beyond what we, the general public, are using today. uh, the chasm is just unbelievable. Um, I'll give you an example. Let's say we're trying to figure out the state of our aircraft technology. How fast can we go with our top peak technology right now? Um, well, the fastest jet aircraft that's generally accepted is what's referred to as the SR-71 Blackbird. Um, and it was built in the 50s, around the late 50s. It goes about Mach 3, at least they won't say exactly how fast it goes. They'll say they'll admit that it goes at least Mach 3. Uh, and that was in the 50s. And here we are in 2012, more than 60 years later, and that's still the fastest aircraft that we know about. So if we're taking the very modest calculation that technology doubles every 2 years, extrapolate 50, 60 years of technological advancement, and how fast do you think that we can go? Um, Pretty fucking fast. And if you add in the possibility that we acquired extraterrestrial technology, then the whole thing just flies right out the fucking window. Um, However, I would like to present something very interesting, or at least that I find very interesting. And this is a man named Ben Rich, who was the former director of Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works division. And for those of you who are not familiar with what that is, I'll quote from Ben Rich himself. He says, "Inside Skunk Works, which is the secret research and development center for Lockheed, we were a small, intensely cohesive group consisting of about 50 veteran engineers and designers, and 100 or so expert machinists and shop workers. Our forte was building technologically advanced airplanes of small number and of high class for highly secret missions." Black projects. Now, the next series of quotes from him are what he revealed on his deathbed about what they were doing. First quote: "We already have the means to travel among the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to ever get them out to benefit humanity. Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do." That's the first one. Quote number 2: "We now have the technology to take ET home. No, it won't take someone's lifetime to do it. There's an error in the equations. We know what it is. We now have the capability to travel to the stars. First, you have to understand that we will not get to the stars using chemical propulsion. Second, we have to devise a new propulsion technology. What we really need to do is find out where Einstein went wrong. Makes sense, doesn't it? And then it says, when the interviewer was asking Ben Rich how the propulsion system worked for these UFOs, he says, "Let me ask you, how does ESP work?" The questioner responded with, "All points in space and time are connected," which is true. And then Ben Rich said, "That's how it works." Basically, the idea is all you have to do is change the vibration of your location to the vibration of any other location in space and time, and you instantly travel there, in the most crudest terms. But another interesting thing that he confirmed was that there are actually two types of UFOs, the ones that we build and the ones that they build. We've learned from both crash retrievals and actual hand-me-downs through agreements and contracts that have been signed with these extraterrestrial visitors, where they exchange technology in exchange for other stuff. And it says the government knew, and until 1969 took an active hand in the administration of all sorts of UFO information related to hand-me-down technologies. After a 1969 Nixon purge, the administration was handled by an internal board of directors in the private sector. Therefore, after that time, the president was never allowed to get access to this information. Does Obama believe in aliens? I'm sure he does. Does he have knowledge of this? I'm sure he does. But the majority of it, he's completely in the dark about, which is how they want it. So, and it says also, nearly all biomorphic aerospace designs were inspired by the Roswell spacecraft. From Kelly's SR-71 Blackbird, as mentioned before, onward to today's drones, UCAVs, and aerospace craft, all designed on the crash that happened in Roswell. So whatever they retrieved, they've been utilizing it, using back engineering, I guess it would be referred to as, where they try, you have this severely advanced piece of technology, and what you do is you try and extrapolate as much as you can from whatever resources you have and knowledge you have at the time, and eventually you get things like fiber optics and all these major technologies that we're now using today and have no idea that came from this fucking crash. Now, and here's the kicker. It was Ben Rich's opinion that the public should not be told about the UFOs and extraterrestrials. He believed that they could not handle the truth, ever. Only in the last months of his decline, on his deathbed, did he begin to feel that the quote, International Corporate Board of Directors dealing with the subject could represent a bigger problem and threat to the citizens' personal freedoms under the United States Constitution than the presence of the off-world visitors themselves. So he finally realized that keeping all this information a secret, and the human beings that are behind it and keeping it a secret, are more of a threat to the human population than the actual ETs. Think about it. Now, imagine what we could do with this technology if it's utilized to feed, clothe, shelter, provide medicine for everyone on the planet. It'd be the most incredible transformation, and you'd see it happen overnight. We have everything at our disposal. Everything that we could possibly need, we have it right now. We've had it for 100 years. We've had it. We've had so much technology to solve all of our problems for so long that it blows my mind. All we're waiting for is people to wake the fuck up. Wake up, people, wake up. Stop settling for this bullshit. Get involved and try and do everything you possibly can to wake people up and let them know that this has got to stop. All of our problems could be solved if people really cared and wanted to solve them. So all the despair and anguish that you are feeling, you, whoever's out there not giving a shit about any of this, recognize and locate the problem first, and then share it with other people. It's the only way that we can solve this. It's not going to be through technology. We've had the technology. That's not the issue. The issue is the people. And I think that's part of the problem with the Zeitgeist movement, is they don't focus enough on good character. You can't have a bunch of shitty characters utilizing high technology. Because that's what we're doing now. That's the situation we're in now. I really appreciate Destiny for working on that Destiny universe, for working on that concept of helping people and working on themselves. And I really wish the two fucking organizations could combine their efforts, but part of the problem with the Zeitgeist movement also is that they're very scientifically minded people, which is very important and very essential to creating a new world like this, but often leaves them very close-minded to metaphysical, ethereal concepts, which is where the realm of a good character lies, honestly. It's not in the physical matter. You will not find an excuse to be a good person by studying physics. Okay? It's not there. Being a good person and understanding why it's important to be a good person, which is actually pretty simple when you really work it out, but it happens up here, in here, not out there. Okay? So people, let's get our shit together. Let's stop these motherfuckers from using this technology to work against us. Cut out the house of cards. Stop supporting the pyramid. Flip all this shit on its head and utilize this technology to help each other. Thank you.